thank you so much for tuning in and clicking on this video. It's the latest on trend with your girl, Biani.
Okay. Right, let's talk about it. So I wasn't going to do this video because, well, I just wasn't going to do it. But seeing as the cast on Hot Desk addressed a lot of things that I have been reacting to, i.e. the full disclosure aftermath with Marc, Lani, Esther, Nunu, the video that resurfaced, the concerns about the aftercare, etc. Since they addressed a lot of these things, I thought, you know what, let me put my 2 pence, okay? Let me extend the conversation and put my little 2 pence. Now, I want to stress, okay? I think what Trend Central are doing is great. I think the fact that let me say Andy has created this platform, this umbrella where a lot of people have been made known. Let me not use the word famous, that's a bit strong. Where they've become very popular in the culture, because that's what it is. It's popularity. It's not that these people, they're not celebrities, they've been made popular within the culture. And Andy came up with this idea and he succeeded in the idea that he has. So I want to commend him for it, because it's one thing to have an idea and it's another thing to execute it. So I'm going to give him his flowers, because Lucas was very much, let me not use the word aggressively, but passionately. One thing that was heavy on Lucas's heart, which I think you could evidently see, is give Trend Central its due. Like give Trend Central his flowers, give Andy his flowers that he deserves. Do you know what I mean? Give credit where credit is due. So let me just start off by doing so, because honestly speaking, we don't have a platform like that. And I think people will always have something to complain about. People always have something negative to say. There's always going to be haters, but we need haters. We need people who are going to be our stepping stones. We need people who are going to push us, that we're going to be like, you know what, because you are hating, because you want to be so negative, I'm going to push even more so that I can prove you wrong. If you don't have that, then you're going to get very comfortable very, very quickly. When people always want to tell you what you can't do, you always have to show them that you can do it. And that's your biggest motivation. It's the people that want to see you downfall. That's why you always have to stay up, so that you can prove them that greater is he that is in you. So they're not your destiny maker. They didn't create you. So they have no say in what you can and cannot do. Okay. So we need those people. So I definitely want to commend Trend Central. I want to commend Andy for what he's done. It's not easy. I can't remember who said it, but I think it was B Money, where he was saying, people were saying cancel Trend Central. If you guys watch my reaction, I actually objected that, because just because we don't agree with certain things, or certain things were not in place, we can't just quickly shout cancel Trend Central. I think that's a bit silly. He said, what about the ZZ Mill shows? What about other shows that were actually doing well? If you cancel Trend Central, that means you're going to cancel. That's going to have a ripple or a domino effect on all of these other shows that we very much love and that are successful. So it doesn't make sense to do that. But how about we actually give constructive criticism, and in hope that Andy will be open and humble enough to be like, right, okay, do you know what? I'm not going to focus on the negative that people are saying, but I'm actually going to hear what the people are saying and hear their concerns and see how we can implement that. Now, his response didn't show that. I think, to me, it showed quite a lot of arrogance. Even like a lot of the energy that I was feeling on Hot Desk was very much like, we made the culture, Backchat made the culture, Trend Central made the culture. What culture did you make? Like, you're a piece of the puzzle. You are a piece of the puzzle. You did not make any culture. You are a piece of the puzzle which may be amplified a side of what makes the culture. Not that you made the culture, okay? Anyways, let me just, I was meant to be being positive, right? I'm giving credit. Okay, cool. The first thing that they did was address Nunu and the video that circulated. Why talk so much about somebody who is not there? first and foremost. And the way that they were talking, I was like, tread very, very careful, because you're talking about, number one, a domestic abusive man, okay, who a lot of allegations has come up against him, and a video circulated which has aged very well, meaning that it fits the shoe till today. It's relevant. And we all saw the clip, like, because it was Nunu, nobody was really doing anything. Because bearing in mind, guys, when you watch Backchat, right, and people get heated, nobody stays silent. People always just like, yo, calm down, man. Like, they're proper like trying to calm the situation. In that instant with Nunu, let's be real, nobody was doing that. So you cannot come now and sit down and be like, try and dismiss the girl or try and make it out like she's tried to victimize herself, when in that moment she was being victimized. Just because it's Nunu, is somebody who is controversial, who is like mama, you either don't like her or you like her, and she's not really being somebody that has been liked anyway. Just because it's her, like, your tone is different. I didn't appreciate the fact that they was talking about Nunu. Listen, I don't either like or dislike the girl. I just like to stand on what is right, and from what I observed and witnessed, you can't talk about somebody that's not there. The whole episode was just weird, because it was just like, was this was like, after all of the backlash that Trend Central has been getting, let's put a little segment together to and put in a bunch of people who are obviously going to be biased, because they are either working with Trend Central or they love it. Let's put them in a room and just moan about what people think on the outside. Like, why don't you actually be constructive in your discussion? Like, you're just like, yeah, people want to complain about Trend Central. Why don't you do the job then, if you can't do the job? We've built the culture. This and this and that. It's like there was nothing constructive. To me, yeah, it was like if you put a camera in a staff canteen and like what they actually talk about, they were just complaining about what people were saying, like, on the outside, and trying to pamper Trend Central and Andy. It was like, did you guys get paid for that? No, sorry, they don't even get paid for any of these things that they do. But it was just kind of like, what was the point of that episode? And yet you're addressing a situation that was discussed, that obviously raised up a lot of concern. And you have somebody who sat there, Lani, and Lani didn't even really say a word. She barely even said anything. She was just sitting there, and she was just like, what? By the way, she looked great, okay? Lani looked beautiful. But she just sat there, and it was just kind of like, what are you lot doing? What are you lot saying, actually? You know, you want to address Castillo's situation. It's like they just came there just to address people on a behalf of Andy. That's what it seemed like. And that tone is the type of tone that we don't like. Nobody's trying to tear or bring down Trend Central. Yes, we are going to be the one that's going to criticize, because we are your target audience. We are your market. We are your viewers. We are the ones that watch, the black people mostly. So if there's something that we are complaining about, it's so that you can better it. Not so that you can sit there and complain about it. Okay, one of the things personally that I noticed, what's your aftercare like? Do you have a therapist? Like, actually a real one, not a hired one, not Denise. Actually a real therapist. What's your well-being department like? Okay, so Lani said that after everything they actually hired like a real therapist. That's good. That's the type of things that we want to hear. Like what Lucas said, they're not perfect. Nobody's saying or nobody's expecting them to be perfect. Why are you talking about people that's not there? You're talking about Castillo's situation. He's not there. You're talking about Nunu's situation. He's not there. You're talking about Marc's situation. But even the way you're talking about Marc's situation is like you don't even want to like really address it. And it's almost like, well, we don't know if it's been proven. Like, that's the type of tone that I was hearing. Because it's like you're not even trying to address the situation, but you still want to use it to talk about it. But oh la la. Yeah, guys, I don't know. There was just so much said, like so much to that episode that I'm just like, what was the point of the episode again? It was it to kind of make Trend Central make Andy look good again. It was like, the thing is, yeah, what I really dislike about the way that they are going about it, and I'll say Trend Central, and again putting this hot desk, is that they're coming across very defensive, rude, and very up themselves. They want to be like, oh, if you want to help push the movement, why don't you join, or why don't you do this? It's like, you don't seem very welcoming. You seem very like, we made this, it's we, it's like, it's we, like, and it's like, that's not really like, it's showing a lot of pride, and it's like, it's not healthy. Like, it doesn't seem very good. I'm pretty sure that there's people that's come out. I've seen a couple of comments. Okay, I'll read you guys' comments of people that's been on Backchat, or they've worked with Trend Central and they've not had good experiences, but nobody wants to take accountability. But if those people were to speak out, oh, they want to pull down Trend Central, it's like, no, that means do something about it. Do better. That's what it means. It means do better. You want somebody to leave your organization or leave your platform and be like, rah, like, I proper felt at home when I went there. I didn't feel any hostility. I felt so welcomed. Like, everybody's so professional. Like, not like, oh, I was having a rough day and they didn't even care, they still made me do my confessional, or like, I felt really like so much hostility, like I felt really like this, like they're so proud, or like, if you're not an OG, then it's like you're nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, those type of comments, pay attention to those comments. Those are the type of comments you should be paying attention to be like, right, how can we avoid this next time? Because we want people to come in and have a better experience. What experience are you giving us? You're not giving us, the viewers, for the most part, a good experience. We are watching it because we obviously support the movement. We might not like this particular episode, but the concept is great, and the fact that you've executed it, the fact that you've grown, the fact that you are able to establish yourself within the culture, and people will recognize Trend Central, people will recognize Backchat globally, that we are in support of. And it's not everything that you're going to do that we are going to like, and that's okay. But the experience that we receive as viewers, as consumers, that should matter to you, and that should make you want to change certain things that is not working, not dismiss people's concerns and opinions because, oh, they just want to complain, they want to complain about everything. No, some people do, yes, but if you actually like pluck out those people who just complain just because they just want to complain, and actually hear between the lines of people who genuinely watch you review, because listen, reactions, commentaries, all of it still brings traction to your show, because people are going to listen to me and they're going to be like, I don't know who she's talking about, but let me go and check out Trend Central and let me see what they're about. That's what happened. So either way, it's still bringing traffic to you, good or bad, but the experience that person is going to be left with, that's what's going to make them stick around and be like, rah, this is a good platform, I want to support it. But they don't see it like that. They want to be defensive. They want to sit there and have a 30-minute discussion complaining about what people have to say with nothing substantial to come out of it. What was the point? What did you give us? Nothing. This episode should have been called Hot Desk Defending Trend Central and Why Andy should be given his flowers. That's what it should have been called. Defending Trend Central, because that's all they did. Yeah, so that's just I don't know what you guys think, but that's just my little opinion. I mean, I didn't want the video to be too long, but I just wanted to come out and say that, because I think it's important that we understand that just because we receive criticism, and in the way that is also received, also the people giving the criticism, I think the way that we give the criticism is also important. We don't have to be rude. We don't have to be rude to each other. I think we all want to see each other win. Like, I think we should want that for each other. We should want Andy to win. We should want Trend Central to win. We should want Biami to win. We should want all of us to win now. Abby, let's all win now. They've said they don't get paid. B Money said they do not get paid. You want to come on Bachelor, you want to come on these shows, you don't get paid for it. But guess what? You make of it what you want to make of it, okay? Right now, this is a gateway. This is an entry to your next level. What are you going to do with that entry? What are you going to do with that exposure, with that platform? It gives you exposure. That's all you need. That is literally all you need. It's not everything you do that you're going to get paid for, but it's the exposure that it's giving you. And it will be giving you great exposure. So yeah guys, it is what it is. I mean, we have a lot of work to do, and I can only hope that they get better and you know, you can grow and you can get massive and you can be so known. But boy, if your reputation is rotten, honestly, like, you will only go so far and you will not be happy. That's what I'm gonna say. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please do hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video.